Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel, Chillinwithlanda. I have another story time, of course. But before we get into the story time, if you're not a part of the crew, go ahead and subscribe to my channel, like this video, and leave a comment down below. I really appreciate it. And if you're returning, hey, let's go ahead and get into the story time. So I recently heard this story. I be watching other story times on YouTube, and I went through this a similar experience of like not minding your business or like telling your friends some information that maybe they should have found out on their own, and it ended up backfiring on me. And so let's go ahead and get into this story time. So I'm gonna call my friend Tara. I've known Tara since we were young. I'm talking about I was in elementary. She's older than me, so she was in middle school. I was in like elementary school, but we stayed next door to each other when we were young, and that's how I know Tara. We stayed in an apartment together, pretty much grew up together. She had some sisters, and I was the only child. So with my aunt, so I was go outside and play with them, or not play, but kick it with them. We would hang out, and that's what it was. Some guy moved in the apartment. We're gonna call him Bill, and so yeah, Bill was around her age. He was like a year or two older than Tara, so he was way older than me. But when Tara and Bill first met, it was like love at first sight. I remember I remember she had a crush on him first, and then apparently he had a crush on her. Rumors got around the apartment building that they liked each other, so that's how them two end up dating. And then, they had a kid. They had a kid when she was in like ninth grade, so they have a son. And then they continued living life together. I continued living my life. I kept in contact with Tara because we pretty much grew up together. I see her every now and then, but we wasn't like best friends. I would see Tara when I see Tara, and that's how that was. So let's fast forward a couple years. So she has her son with Bill, and they're together. They've been together for like, I'm not sure, years at this point. So now at this point, they have been together for years. And their son is like 6, 7 years old at this point. Maybe he's even 8 at this point. He's a big boy playing football. They did a good job raising their child together for them to be, had him for so young. And they did a pretty good job. So as I said, me and Tara, we wasn't like really, really, really close. But I seen Tara when I saw Tara. It was always good vibe, good energy. So time has come on, and now I'm an adult. I'm a young adult now. She's older than I am. And I meet up with Tara again, and through Facebook. So she messaged me and I messaged her back, and we pretty much catch up, see how she's doing throughout the years, ask how her son is doing. She had another child, so now she has two children at this point. And she's asking me about my life. I'm giving her the updates. Not much going on with me, just living my life. And we pretty much catch up, exchange numbers, and then eventually we started hanging out together. Not to mention her and Bill, they're still going strong. After all of these years, for them to have hook up for so young, we were young. They've been going strong for like 9 years now. Like they've been together since kids. This is kid love. And they've been going strong, to this point since me and her started hanging back out together. I had no indications of like, something was going on in their relationship. Every relationship have their ups and downs. Every relationship has arguments. Even marriages is not one perfect relationships where you're not going to have some type of argument. I didn't expect their relationship to be perfect, but from the look of things, it looked like everything was going out pretty good. So Billy would come around often, and everything seemed okay between those two. So me and Tara, we began to hang out. I didn't do much, so our thing was to go to like a sports bar or like a little Chili's in the area, and that's what me and Tara would do. We would go hit up happy hour. We would go drink. We would go get our appetizers and sit there and talk for like hours. Whether it was Chili's, Applebee's, the little spots. Nothing too crazy, but we would hang out, and me and her would have a good time together. This day we was at Chili's, and we went for happy hour because we wanted those half off drinks. Um, We got there. Everything was cool. Her energy was very good. My energy was very good. We started drinking. I'm not sure what I got. Don't remember what she got. But at this point, me and Tara, we're kind of tipsy. We're sitting at the bar, and at some point, she starts to get a little antsy and start keep. She's keep looking at her phone. So I asked her, I'm like, Tara, what's wrong? And she's just like, nothing wrong. And we continue to have a good night. We're at the bar drinking, laughing, having a good night. And it was almost time for like the bill to come. So I'm not sure what her finances was at the time, but I do remember her being a little short. It wasn't much, y'all. It may be like $10. I said, "Hey, girl, I'll pay the $10. Just give it to me when you can. It's $10." She didn't want to do that. She wanted to call Bill, and she was trying to contact Bill to cash out her some money or whatever, Zelle her some money. Not sure, but to send her some money. And we sat there for a little bit. I was like, girl, it's okay, Tara. Like I would pay that $10 or whatever. And she was just adamant to get it from Bill. So she's like, no, it's okay. We're sitting at the bar. The waiter come by, give us our napkins, pretty much trying to hurry us up to leave. And we're still sitting there. And Tara is just looking at her phone, and she puts it up to her face and is no answer. So she continues to text, and I'm just staring at her because in my head I'm like, they didn't present any issues in front of me, but every relationship has their ups and downs, like I said. So I figured maybe they were arguing or something like that. But she called him maybe like 6 times, maybe even seven, and Bill did not answer the phone. So Tara, at this point, she's just sitting at the bar, and you can just kind of see the energy shifts, like almost like she kind of suspect him of doing something. And also because I'm sitting with her, it was a little deflection. I won't say she was embarrassed. It was like every time I tried to ask her what's wrong, she would kind of direct the conversation somewhere else, or she just but the whole time, Tara, she was just sitting there, and she was just she was just trying to call him, and he just would not answer the phone. And so that was my little first thought in my brain, okay, well, they had an argument or whatever. I didn't think too much of it. Long story short, she never got in contact with Bill. Bill did not answer that phone. I don't think Bill texted her back the whole time while we was in Chili's. Now, mind you, when we first got in Chili's, she wasn't focused on her phone at all. It was me and her. We were going back and forth, having a good, conversation. She wasn't really worried about Bill. I think it was until the point where we got the bill, and she seen she was a couple bucks short. And so she wanted her man to send her some money, even though I could have done it for her. But she just, and then the fact that he was not answering or texting her back in that moment pretty much made her, it made the vibe change. It made her energy change. I don't know. But the energy shifted at that point. Everything was cool that night. Long story short, he never answered the phone. I ended up cash apping her the money. It was okay. And I never asked for it back. It was $10. I didn't want it. It was okay. We go home, things was okay. I'm not sure what happened between her and Bill that night. I don't know, because that was not my business. However, time is going on. I have my little boo things, and I like to go out to play golf, and golf was one of my things. So a guy that I was talking to at the time, me, him, a couple of his friends and their girlfriends, we all get in a group, and my boo thing, he decides to pick me up one night, and we all head to the golf place. And so, we wait in this long, extravagant, extremely long line. It's always long. I don't know why. Even when you have a reservation. Anyway, let me not go there. But we get to the golf place, and we get through this long wait line. They give us our little spot to play golf. We get drinks, we get food. My little boo thing, he's taking care of me. I'm having a good time already. I'm swinging my club. I'm missing everything, but I'm having a good time, to say the least. Minding my business, and it's like I said, it was pretty packed, but you can still see other families, other couples, other groups of people to the left and to the right of you. You know what I mean? So I take my turns, and then I sit down because I get hot quick, so I'm relaxing. I remember sitting on the couch and I'm just observing the area, the ambiance of the place, the scenery, just watching other families and friends. And I'm looking, and like maybe like four families groups away from me, I can spot someone, and it looks like Bill. So I'm sitting there, and I know I had a few drinks. I know I'm a little tipsy, but I'm sitting there, and my boo thing asking me, "Am I okay?" I'm okay, and I'm just steady. I'm trying to look without staring, pretty much. So I look and I look back, and I look and I look back, but he looked like Bill. So I made this little plan. It wasn't really a plan, but I tell my boo thing and friends, I tell them, hey, I'm going to the restroom. So I go to the restroom. This piece is killing me. Anyways, so I go to the restroom because on the way to the restroom, I had to pass their group. I get up, go to the restroom, and as I'm walking, I'm trying to scroll on my phone. It kind of hide my face because if it was Bill, I don't want him to see me. So I have the phone up to my face and I'm walking by and I'm scrolling and I'm looking, and I look, and it was Bill. And it was okay if it was Bill, because it's a golf place. But the problem was I did not see Tara. I did not see their two children. I see him with one guy, and it was like three other females with them. So like a little group of people, essentially. And this girl, he was, one of the girls, he was like really close by, pretty much assisting her in swinging. He was like standing behind her, kind of growing on hips, arms cuffed together, you know, giving very much date-ish, nights, and, giving very much, this is my girl, I'm going to help her swing, so I take a good look and I observe really good. So I'm like, oh crap, that's Bill, and I don't see Tara. I didn't suspect, I suspected it was like a little date. However, he was with a group of people. He could have been with anybody. That could have been his family member. That could have been his friend. It could have been anybody. Then she had like a blonde wig on, and her wig was really nice. But she had like a blonde wig. The other two women, they were really nice. And his guy friend, I take a look and I think about it. I continue going to the restroom. I use the restroom. And while I'm in the restroom, I'm just sitting thinking, I'm like, should I text Tara and ask her, like, I, I dang, maintenance be knocking like the police around here. Sorry. Anywho, I'm in the bathroom just thinking, like, how should I tell her, or should I even tell her? Or even, just call to, like, to just see what's up. Like, I don't know, just call her and just see what, I don't know. But something in my spirit was just like, he's cheating on her. And me being like a friend to her, I feel like it's very fake to just like be around someone that you call your friend. We hang out, we drink together, we do things together, we talk. We're not the best friends in the world, but we are like acquaintances, like we do hang out. And I just feel like it's fake to see someone's potential husband, boyfriend, baby, father of her children on a date with somebody else, and they're supposed to be together. So, but I'm in the bathroom debating with myself, fighting with myself. Should I text Tara? And I did not, because I'm like, I'm overstepping my boundaries at this point. What if he's with family? Hold on. What if he's with family? And I don't want to cause any problem. I don't want to cause any problem. So I'm going to sit this one out and I'm going to mind my damn business. And that's what I did. If you guys watch my previous story times, the one where this girl tried to jump me, and in that story time, this feisty hothead named Tia, yeah, her. She stayed in that apartment as well. So, Tia, me and her was like real close. Me and Tia, we was real close. So I didn't know what to do. I did talk to my boo thing about it, and he pretty much told me to mind my business, and I did. So I just, how people talk. And so one day me and Tia was on the stairs, and as we always did, and we were talking. And I told Tia, I didn't tell her the details or anything like that, because at that time that apartment was messy, and I was never one of those girls. So I pretty much told her without telling her. Like, I pretty much told her, like, if you have a friend type situation, So I told her, like, I have a friend, and this friend, she's been with her man for like since they were kids, and they have two children, you know, probably engaged. I don't know. She said they were engaged, but I didn't see any ring. They're engaged, and I seen him, a couple nights ago at the golf place with a group of girls, but he looked a little cuddled up. So Tia off bat, she like, oh hell no, you should tell her. You should tell her that's your friend, right? Tell her. You can't. I don't believe sitting in people's face and being phony and just withholding information like that. So I'm telling Tia, and Tia is on it. She's like, hell no, tell her, tell your friend or whoever it is her man cheating on her. And I'm telling Tia, I'm like, well, Tia, how do you even know that he's cheating? And she was like, well, from what you're describing to me, it seems like it was a little date. So, and I'm sitting there and I'm thinking like, hey, well, Tia, you kind of right. But at the same time, again, mind your own damn business. And so I'm like, tell her, don't tell her, tell her, mind your business. So I was just conflicted, y'all. Me and Tia continued talking. She was wanting to know who I was talking about so bad. But, Tia, she run her mouth a lot. So I didn't tell Tia. I just gave him some tea, but I didn't give her all the tea. You know what I mean? So I went home and I thought about it because Tara, she ended up calling me to hang out again. She wanted me to come over to her house and to hang out. And so that's what I did. So me and Tara, I went over to her house. We hung out a little bit. Don't remember what we did that night. Probably listened to music. Probably got ready and went out somewhere. But we hung out. The vibe was okay. But the whole time in my brain, I'm thinking, I just want to tell Tyra or just mention it or just ask her and say, hey, that Friday night, last week, what y'all was doing? Or, Friday last week, ooh, girl, like, did Bill have the kids? I don't know, something. Just trying to ease it in there some way, somehow. But I just couldn't do it, y'all. So I just kept my mouth closed and the friendship continued to go. So let's get a little I'm gonna be honest. So back then, before like I had my place and stuff like that, I used to go to the motel, the Hunch Motel, the exotic motel. There you go, the exotic motel. Because me and my boo thing, we needed privacy. So my boo thing picked me up, and we take our little tails to the exotic motel to do our exotic things, right? And so on the way there, we have to stop to the gas station. We have to get our little drinks, and we have to get whatever we want, to vibe and turn up. You know what I mean? So we get to the motel. We're sitting in the parking lot, me and Boo Thing. And this motel was not one of those motels where you can park your car into the garage and have privacy. This was one of these cheap motels where you park and you can see all of the rooms. Like you can see whoever walk in what room. Is no privacy. All the cars in one parking lot. It's just, you're going to get caught cheating if you are. So, yeah, we there. Me and Boo Thing in the car, he parks in front of the door where we supposed to be. And so, like I said, we stopped at the gas station and we had like 2 bags full of things. We had to get our drinks and stuff like that. So, he parked the car and I'm sitting and we're gathering things in the car, grabbing stuff out the back seat, getting everything together, things like that. And I look up and I see Blondie. Blondie from the golf place that Friday. Yes, I see Blondie. And guess who else I see with Blondie? You guessed it. Bill. Y'all, I seen Bill and Blondie. I look up and I see them two just walk right in front of me and walk into this door at this exotic motel. Yeah, the motel with the squiggly seats, and they have like the stripper pole in the middle, and they have some of them have like the jacuzzis and stuff. And you want them to get extra spicy, and they have like the LED lights and the sexy girls on the wall. One of them kind of motels. Y'all know where I'm getting at. Come on now. If you grown, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. They walked their ass right in that room, right in front of me. And you know what I say? At that moment, I tap Boo Thing. I say, Boo Thing, look at Bill. That's Tara's boyfriend. Like, and he still was just like, mind your business. My boy, Boo Thing was not having it. Boo Thing was still like, mind your business. And you know, I just sat there and I was thinking, I'm like, oh, should I take a picture of Bill's car? Should I wait till he get out the hotel room and take a picture? Should I call Tara? What should I do? So I'm sitting in the car just like, damn, my heart racing. And at the same time, I feel so bad because he's cheating on Tara. So maybe when he didn't answer the phone at Chili's for her when she needed money that night, he probably was out with Blondie. Just, you know what I'm just like he was out at the golf place with Blondie. And I'm just thinking, I don't know any previous problems they had before me and her started hanging out. That was just the night of him not answering was just the start of me seeing their issues. And I sat there in the car and I just didn't know what to do. I mind my business though. Me and Boo Thing, we get out, go in our room, do our thing. You know what I mean? We you know, and I go on about my life. So y'all, I still really didn't want to say anything. But I sat down when I got home and I thought about it, like, you know, over the days, how me and Tara would text, and she really confided in me about a lot of things that was going on in her life. She didn't really talk much about her, you know, her and Bill, but just other life issues she was going through, things like that. I kind of felt bad. So I was thinking in my head, I'm like, I can't just keep texting her, hanging out with her, being around her in her face, and just knowing that I seen her boyfriend cheating on her. You know what I mean? I can't. It seems, it's here. It just seems so fake to me. It just seems so fake to me, and I just could not do it. So I made up in my brain that I was going to tell Tara what I have seen both times. And the reason why I decided that was because I know that I mind my business. However, when I don't know, the universe just give you signs. It's not a coincidence that I seen him one time at the golf place. I didn't confirm that time, but I had my suspicions. That was one time. Okay, one time is, you know, it's just Miami. We all stay, you know, in the same whatever. It's one time I bumped into him. But two times, and the second time is confirmed. You're literally walking into this Hunch Motel with Blondie from the golf place. It was just a sign. It was just, you know, I feel like, come on now. Twice. I have to tell her. It's just a sign. I just have to because, you know, I don't know. I just had to tell her. So I go meet up with Tara. We talking. But Tara energy, she seemed a little down. Not as upbeat, happy. She's pretty loud. Um, but a happy loud. Like she's, you know, she's I don't know, she's just vibrant person. Never really seen Tara down ever since we were kids. She's always been a fun big sister of her younger sisters. Her energy was just off. Like she just barely was speaking to me. I don't know, she kept looking at her phone almost as if her and Bill had just gotten to it, or she, you know, they just was not on good terms at that time. And you could just feel it in her energy. You could just feel what was going on in her energy. So, you know, I did decide to tell Tara. And I told her, I'm like, Tara, well, you know, I told her just like this. I told her, I say, I'm not really trying to be in your business. However, you know, I'm not sure what you and Bill have going on. I know y'all have two children and stuff like that. And I know y'all are supposed to get married and things like that. But I cannot hang around you, be in your face, call you my friend, and not tell you what I've seen and have him deceive you and continue to drag you along in life, having you feel like, you know, everything is cool when it's not. So I sit Tara down and she just continuing to look sad, but I had to tell her. Um, and she told me, well, tell her whatever I had to tell her, and I did. And I told her, I said, one night I went out with my boo. We were playing golf. I thought I seen Bill. I had to confirm. I walked past. I seen Bill. He was with this girl with this blonde wig. I don't know what it is about this blonde wig, but Bill like girls with blonde wigs. Anywho, so I tell her I see him with this blonde girl, and so she was like, "What night was that?" And I tell her which Friday it was, and she's like, I could just see the wheels turning in her head. So she's sitting there, and I could just see her pondering and thinking and putting two and twos together. I can't really, I don't know what she's thinking, but you can look at a person and just them wheels was turning. So she's like, okay, yeah. And then I'm like, well, I don't know who he was with. I'm just saying he just was pretty close up on this girl. For him to be with you, he should not be that close up on her. And she was like, yeah, yeah. So the whole time I'm thinking she's following me. So she's like, yeah, yeah. And so I tell her, I'm like, well, there's more. I say, well, with me and my boo thing, again, we went to the motel, to have kick it, and we're in a parking lot and we're sitting in the car, and while I'm getting my things together to go in the room, I see Blondie again with Bill walking behind her, and they go inside of the hotel room, and she's at first she's like kind of hesitant, and I'm like, no, I know what my eyes saw. Bill walked into this motel room with Blondie from the golf place. And so she's just sitting there pretty quiet, just looking down at the floor. Again, I can see the wheels turning in her head. And, I'm thinking she's following me. And she's asking me, trying to, she's like, what day was this? And I tell her what day that was. And she's just sitting there thinking, and she's putting two and two together. I can hear her mumbling under her breath a little bit. And she's like, that's why he ain't answer the phone, or that's why, I can hear her talking to herself a little bit as I'm talking to her. And so, you know, she kind of snapped out of it. I guess she didn't want to let me see her sweat, and that's fine. So she told me that, she thanked me for telling her, oh, I'm such a great friend. And she pretty much broke down telling me that they've been going through some issues for a while, and she's been suspecting him of cheating for like a couple of years, actually, with this Blondie girl. She was already aware of this. Well, I'm calling her Blondie because I seen her in a blonde wig, but she was already aware of this Blondie girl. So apparently she already, and it feels like I had just put the nail in the coffin. You know what I mean? It feels like I had confirmed everything she already was wanting, suspicious of, and I felt kind of bad about that. But she was like, she thanked me and things like that, and I just pretty much told her what I saw with my eyes because she was my friend, right? So everything was cool. We talked, we hung, everything was cool. So I thought. So, some days go by. I'm trying to talk to Tara. I'm texting her, no response. I'm calling Tara, no response. I go by Tara's house. Nobody answered the door. So I'm like, okay, maybe she's going through a heartbreak. She need a little room. So I just decided to back off for a little bit. And eventually she texts me. So she texts me out of the blue one day, and she tells me, she was like, well, Bill, I talked to Bill about what you told me, and Bill think you are a toxic friend. He think you're a liar. He said he don't think that me and you should be friends anymore because you're a bad influence. And I'm jealous of them. See, that's what I get for not minding my damn business. That's what I get for not minding my damn business. Because I'm trying to protect somebody I thought was my friend and protect her feelings. You know what I mean? And she pretty much sent a breakup text to me telling me she didn't want to be friends with me anymore. Pretty much. That's what that was. So I didn't have much to say about it because my boo thing told me I should have mind my damn business. And that's what I should have done. So I accepted that. I took that on the chin, and I just let it go. I didn't really say much to her. I just let her have her space because I knew that her heart was hurting. Her mind was gone. You know what I mean? So I backed off and I let her do her thing. If that's what she wanted to do, then that's what she wanted to do. So now it's years later, and you find out everything through Facebook nowadays. So this is years later. This is actually like recent, like 2 years ago. And I'm on Facebook and I see Bill's profile. And guess what, y'all? Bill, so sad for Tara. Bill had twins with Blondie, y'all. Bill had twins with Blondie. They're beautiful kids, by the way. They just plastered all over Facebook. They're just so proud, and that's a good thing. And I just felt bad, but that's a good thing that their children is beautiful and healthy, is what I mean. But he had twins with Blondie, and y'all, he got engaged with her, and this time Blondie had a ring. So yeah, I felt really bad about that. It was nothing to be celebrating. It was not. It was not. I didn't find joy in finding that out. I felt bad for Tara, actually, because I hadn't spoke to her in years. You know what I mean? So I get invited to this get together from a family member, and I see Tara at the get together pretty much. And we're talking in the backyard. The vibe was pretty much distant. It was like awkward. She never like mentioned anything. I didn't expect her to mention anything about her and Bill. That's their business. I really don't care. But it was awkward that she just didn't want to talk about us. She didn't want to, revisit what happened. I was willing to apologize if I hurt her feelings. My intentions was not to hurt her feelings, break her heart. My intentions was to put her on game so she can shield her heart and move strong forward. That was my intention. So I guess, we talked, but we exchanged numbers. Until this day, we still haven't texted. She haven't texted me. I haven't texted her in 2 years. But we still friends on Facebook. I'm still friends with like Bill on Facebook. I see his family with Blondie. Tara still posts her family with the two children they have, and it just I should have mind my damn business, and because I didn't, I lost a potentially good friendship behind it. But if y'all think I was wrong, let me know. Because if I was wrong, let me know. Tell me about myself. Clock me down in the comments if I was wrong. If you think I'm wrong, I think I think it's 50-50 even till this day. I feel like I should have mind my business, but I feel like I did the right thing because I'm not phony. I can't be phony. I can't be around somebody. I call my friend and I see your husband or your boyfriend cheating on you, and I'm not going to say nothing. So with me, it's 50-50 to me. Or like if y'all ever been in some experience like that, I have a couple friends had the same experiences of them not minding their business or their intentions to help someone backfired and blew them in the face. If y'all got any experiences, also share that down in the comments. But I think that would be the ending of this story time, y'all. Sad situation, but whatever it is, what it is. If you enjoyed this story, go ahead and subscribe to my channel, like my video, and leave a comment down below. I appreciate it. And until next time,